Yeah.
Voice recorder and camera do the same thing. Ready? Okay, start. Okay, last week we went to March for Our Lives, Austin, Texas.
And where do we start?
At City Hall in Austin, Texas.
And where did
we
walked? Do you remember the street name?
11th
Congress.
Congress.
Yeah.
That's what it says here.
Congress. Yes.
And so let's go.
And we walked. Where do we end up?
First, so we went down Congress. And then we went 11 blocks. 11. That's like.
Yeah.
11 hours.
Not 11 hours, but it was a like good long walk, wasn't it?
Like 11 minutes or so.
And we went.
Oh,
where did
you go first?
Where did we end up?
So
at our state.
Then 11th Street, then all those streets until we went to the Capitol.
And what did you do along the way during the march?
Holding up this sign.
Don't turn it. I'll turn it around for you in a little bit.
Can you turn it around?
Before I do, can you explain what the signs that we're showing say?
Okay. This might take a minute or two. 18th century. 18th century law cannot regulate 21st century weapons.
And what does that mean? What does that mean?
It can't, because the laws and weapons from 18th century
aren't the same as what we have now, huh?
Yeah, like we have machine guns and all those other stuff.
Yeah, and did they have those weapons back then in the 18th century? No. But we have them now, huh?
Yeah, this is the past, this is the future. I mean, this is the present.
That's the present, you're right. But we need to make our future...
Yeah.
What? That word's right there. Say it. Peace. Better. Oh, peace. Better. That's good. All right. Yeah.
And then the peace. Then gun.
Yeah. And what is the other?
Bring the peace.
Yeah.
Congress. How many kids my age have to die before you act?
And what?
How many?
What does that mean?
0.
You'd like 0, right?
Yeah.
But we asked the question why? Because what happened? Do you remember?
I'll find it.
Okay. Well, what I was asking you is, do you remember?
Girl, first grade from Newtown.
She was in first grade when that happened, right?
Yeah. Her classmates and friends were shocked.
Yeah, and so does that mean because you were holding that sign because you're in what grade?
First grade.
And
just the same grade
as
that little girl.
And as her friends were, right?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? You don't need notes to tell me how it makes you feel. Well, can you explain what that means to you?
This?
No. Well, when you heard the girl talking, because she's in 5th grade now.
Yeah,
she's had a few years, and she lives here in Austin now, right?
Yeah. First she was from Newtown.
Yeah.
And now she's from Austin. Now she's in Austin.
Yeah, but how does it make you feel to know that someone that is in your school had to go through that?
Sad.
Yeah. So now do you understand? Yeah, I know. All right, so you keep telling me about your dang girl. So we've turned the signs around. Can you tell me what the other ones say?
Okay. Well, both of these.
That one's the same. That one's the same. Tell me the other ones.
Okay. Segregation, thoughts, and prayers.
And what is that sign in the middle? Do you remember? That is the less than sign. So it says thoughts more than. Yes, so that means that thoughts and prayers are not enough and we need more legislation, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that? Do you want to explain what that means?
No.
Can you elaborate on it? I'd like for you to elaborate is what I'm trying to say.
I don't even know how to elaborate.
Okay. Elaborate means talking about.
Oh, no, I know. Okay.
Mira, pay attention, please. So do thoughts and prayers get anything done?
No.
Does it get things accomplished?
No.
But it makes you feel better, right?
Yeah, if somebody dies, you have to thought and pray.
But
that's not enough.
No way, because
we need
legislation.
Legislation.
And what can we do for legislation? Do you remember your note card that we talked about? Do you know which one that was? You're looking at some of them. No, fold them down. That one and then the one before it. No. Fold that down again. Yeah. What does that mean?
Good guns, polices, and protection and hunting.
Okay, so that. All right, not that page. Flip one page up. I know you kept passing it. That's what I was trying to tell you, that you had one exactly that you knew about.
You said two.
I said one and it was two.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't see that far. So tell me about that.
NRA, National, I forgot what it is.
Rifle
Incorporated
Association. And what are they?
Those people have a lot of weapons.
And they pay. Who do they pay?
People who are bad.
Well, no, they pay senators and congressmen and legislators.
Yeah, why?
Don't you remember? We talked about it.
I forgot.
So they can make their laws that they want. Yeah. It's called the gun lobby.
I know.
And I know you know. That's why I
just forgot what it meant.
Okay, so now that you know what they are and who they pay, what do we want to do? Do we want to vote?
NRA supports. Vote them out.
And why is that?
Because just what she said. Just follow the examples. 8, 2, 3, ABCs.
1, 2, 3 ABCs. Ay, Dios mío. Look at me. Well, what happens if we vote for people who are with the NRA? Will they change the gun laws?
No, they will keep on making the gun law bad.
And what happens if we vote for people that are not with the NRA? They'll work to
vote them out.
No, that's what we want to do. We want to vote, but why?
Because they want.
Because if you want to change something.
Yeah, that's what we'll say.
If you want to change something, how do you have to change it? By what's the?
Thus and prayers.
No, not by. Oh. The L word. Legislation.
I'm quitting. I'm getting my penny back. A vote for change. Love and legislation. I'm just tired.
I know, but if you vote to change, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Good thing.
And why is it a good thing?
Because no one will get killed. No one.
Well, that's not very accurate, because it's not no one will get killed, because people, I mean, it's still going to happen, but do you think that it'll be easier for it to happen, or do you think that it'll be less of a chance?
Less of a chance.
And why is that?
Because it will be hard, because some people will believe it, and some people will.
Do you remember about the mental health, and tell me about that.
Mental health care. What am I saying?
I don't know. I can't see that far. No, just look at it. Mental health care.
C-A-V-E.
No, it's C-A-R-E.
Oh, C-A-R-E, right?
Yeah, mental health care. You've already said that.
Mental health care, gun registrations.
Yeah, gun regulations. Because that way people whose brains are sick and whose brains need help can do what? Or can't do what?
Can go to mental health care.
No, they need mental health care, so they cannot get a what?
Weapon.
Right. Without clearing the right.
Yeah, and
the right checks, right?
Yeah.
The right background checks. Do you remember that word? It's not in your cards, but we talked about it a lot. Okay, so can you tell me about this sign?
Okay, no place for hate. You know that. It's in the school.
Yeah.
And no place for fear. You don't know it. So
why did you come up with that one?
Because nobody needs to have fear in their body.
And should we have to be afraid when we go to school?
No.
And is that part of why you wrote that?
Yeah.
So can you explain how you came up with that? With both of them?
Well, I remember that this was in our school.
And does it mean anything to you? You don't have to use props, sweetheart.
This one was so.
That one was in your brain, yeah. So, but the one that's in your school, no place for hate. Does that mean anything to you?
Nah.
No, you don't. When you see it, you don't even care. You just walk past it, or when you see it, does it mean that you believe it?
Well, I believe it, but
you believed it so much that you knew you wanted to use that.
Yeah.
That you came up with the sign all by yourself. And that's pretty impressive.
Oh, and I love it. This.
Yeah.
This. I love all of them.
Yep.
I colored all of them.
You didn't color all of them. Mommy and Daddy colored them for you.
I colored all of them.
Yeah, right.
I wrote all of the words in it.
Sure you did.
I did too.
Mentiroso.
What does that mean?
That means liar, pants on fire.
Hey.
No, but you did come up with what signs you wanted.
No, I wrote all of them.
You did not write all of them, you silly goose.
And Mom comes up with all of them except these two. She had to work very hard and little, and she didn't even get to sleep.
Yeah, I had to make signs for you.
No, I made all of
Dios me. That is not even accurate, and you know that. But you did help put them together. You did help put them on the sticks. But you came up with all the words for them. You knew which ones you wanted to write. We looked at everything. We looked at all of them. We looked some up. Listen to me. We looked some up, and you chose which ones you wanted.
Yeah.
And then some of them we thought up on our own, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You swallowed a bug.
I swallowed a bug. Ew.
April Fools.
All right. No more silliness.
You ate the phone.
I ate the phone.
April Fools.
Okay. That's enough.
You ate the
Mira.
phone.
All right. Now that we've had our comedy interlude. So, when you want to talk about getting rid of guns, is it all guns, or can you tell me about that?
Well, some people need guns. Hunting, protecting, and police.
That's true. What was it that you said needs to happen? Look at me. It's not if you hit the wasp, it will sting you. Come back over here, please. Okay.
You didn't say that.
Huh?
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't hear you.
I didn't say that.
Say what?
That's police. Oh.
Well, that's because you kept messing with it.